out of pure desperation, to be honest with you. I have called lens crafters ahead of time. Keep that in mind. What is happening right now? Like, bro, like, what is this? Y'all see how much space this is? That's not a lot of space. The way America's healthcare system is, y'all ain't getting me.
Yo, Holly Berry, mommy, make your voice and tell me what you do. Everybody don't respect the shoe, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. And I've been listening on that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. This is your first time seeing me. Hello, it's your girl Diamond Janae here on YouTube, and as you guys can see by the title, your girl is doing a story time today. Child, I have not done a story time on my channel in a hot minute, and I just realized I still have all this product on the back of my hand, so excuse that because I don't feel like getting up right now. But yeah, so there's that. But without further ado, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl down below for more story times, sit down videos, chit chat, vlogs, all that good fun stuff. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. All right, y'all. So basically, this story time is literally all about how your girl was blind for 3 weeks. Okay, not blind. I feel like that's dragging it a little bit. I wasn't blind per se, but I definitely was walking around feeling like it low-key because the way my eyesight is so bad, like, y'all do not understand. To put some things into perspective, one eye I'm a 4.25, and then my other eye I'm a 4.50. So if anybody is around that range prescription wise, if y'all know, y'all know. I couldn't even drive. Like, even if I had a car right now, I literally would not have been able to drive a motor vehicle with how bad my vision was. So we're gonna go ahead and get on to all the things. So I can go ahead and let y'all know how the heck that was, because child, the trial was trialing for sure, but I thank God your girl made it through and God got me through it per usual. All right, y'all, so bong, right? So basically, all of this literally happened in this very spot, okay? Because I feel like I'm literally always sitting at my desk if I'm not laying in bed, but what else is new? So while I'm waiting for my brother to get done getting ready for work and stuff like that, so then I can go ahead and do my thing with filming and stuff, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and play around with my setup and stuff, right? Mind you, earlier that day, right, I had put some wild, like, do-grow oil in my hair, whatever, because I usually like to do that for my hair, and for some reason I thought it was a good idea to just go like this to put like the extra residue on my eyelashes, because I also do make it a point to put that oil on my eyebrows as well, and I definitely will say 1010% it works for your eyebrows as well, y'all. So if y'all got some skippy oil eyebrows, go ahead and start putting that oil on your eyebrows, but do not put that oil on your eyelashes. So then, mind you, when I had did that, that was literally while I was still working from home during the day, right? So fast forward to like 3-4 hours later, all of a sudden I'm playing around with my setup and stuff like that, and then I feel like there's something in my eye. So obviously, instinctively, I go to try to run my eye to get whatever that random speck is or whatever. All of a sudden I felt like a cut almost on my eye, and I was like, yo, what the heck is that? And then literally right after that is when my left eye started feeling irritated, and I will say that irritated feeling, it literally felt like there was an eyelash stuck in there. Like, that's honestly like the perfect way I can explain that. I'm looking at my eye, I'm not seeing nothing, nothing's coming out, yada yada yada, right? So then I'm like, okay, whatever, let me go ahead and take my contacts out. Mind you, I do not like wearing my glasses, or at least at the time I did not like wearing my glasses. So what ended up happening, lo and behold, because of the fact that your girl do not be going to the eye doctor on a yearly basis like you're supposed to, your girl did not have any prescription glasses on her, because between me and my brother moving and all that stuff and me just decluttering and whatnot, like, those drawers ended up getting lost, but I wasn't really pressed on replacing them because of the fact that I always wear my contacts anyways. Big shout out to TTDEYE because I always do wear their contact lenses. This is actually in the shade Queen Chocolate, if anybody cared. But yeah, so basically with all that being said, I had took my contacts out. As soon as I took my contacts out, that weird irritation feeling wasn't there anymore. Let me just go ahead and just leave my contacts out for the rest of the night and then just try to put them in tomorrow morning, because again, I was planning on filming. Mind you, one thing about me, I need to be able to see, and I'm not gonna sit up here and waste my time doing a whole entire makeup tutorial and then God forbid my makeup did not turn out right, but I didn't fully peep it because I cannot see. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, whatever, it's no big deal. Let me just go ahead and just play around with the setup some more, leave everything out on my desk, and then as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning, I can just go ahead, put my contacts in, go ahead and film all the content then. Cool, right? I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and pivot, because for some of y'all that may or may not know, that's definitely one of the words that has been popping up in my mind this whole year is the word pivot. Okay, and thank God Almighty, thank you Jesus, he has been helping me be able to pivot. Fast forward to a couple hours later, because mind you, I ended up falling asleep, I would say around like 8 or 9, and mind you, I wasn't even expecting to go to sleep, but I ended up, you know when you close your eyes for like 2 seconds and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? That's literally what happened to me, right? So I wake up, it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I go ahead to go to the bathroom. So as I'm washing my hands, I look up at my eye, and mind you, like all up in here, y'all know how like when you sometimes you'll wake up in the morning and you'll have like an eye boogie type of situation? That's basically what I was seeing on my eye, but it was like one here, a little here, and then like one here. So I'm just like, okay. And mind you, the color wasn't like a clearish whitish color like I feel like eye boogies usually are. Like this was more of like a yellow green. So in my mind, again, my eye is not irritated at all. My eye literally feels 100% normal. I'm looking at my eye in the mirror again and stuff like that, and literally my eye looks 100% normal. So I'm just like, okay, like, you know, this is probably like my body doing what it needs to do. Cool beans, no problem. Let my body do its thing, because one thing about me, I have an extremely good immune system. Like that is definitely one of the things that God has definitely poured a lot in my cup when he was making me, is me to have a good immune system. So thank you Jesus for that. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Mind you, again, it's 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. I ain't planning on putting my contacts in. I go back to sleep. Wake up a couple hours later. At this point, it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, all right, cool. Whether I'm going to work or not, my first thing that I do every single time I wake up in the morning is go to the bathroom, wash my hands, put my contacts in, because again, I do not have regular prescription glasses at the time, and I don't like walking around seeing blurry if I don't need to, right? So I do my normal routine. Mind you, I have been a consistent, and I'm talking about consistent daily contact lens wearer for the past 7 to 8 years now. I've never had no situation happen to me like this before. I'm very experienced with wearing contacts, right? So bang, I go ahead, put my right contact in, no problem. Put my left contact in. At first there wasn't a problem, but then I would say about 5 to 10 minutes later, I started getting that exact same sensation again, as far as me feeling like there's an eyelash in my eye. And mind you, at first I was trying to ignore it, because I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, you know how sometimes when like you'll first put your contact in and then it's just like your eye feels just a little bit irritated, but then you blink a couple times and then it goes away? That's what I was trying to do, and I was just trying to ignore it. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's just gonna run its course, we'll be fine, this and the third, mind you, another, I would say after that initial like 5-10 minutes, I'm just like, you know what, no, I'm uncomfortable. Mind you, at this point it's Saturday, I'm uncomfortable, this is my day off, let me go ahead and just take these out again and then try not to put them back in until Monday. So I'm like, okay, so in my mind I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm still getting that exact same sensation, I'm still getting that exact same feeling. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cleaning out my contact lens case like all together. I'm using water, I'm using just a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and really making sure that whatever residue or whatever the hell was left over potentially from that contact is now going to be gone, right? Clean my contact lens case really good. Went ahead and put new contact solution in, and then I went ahead and took my contacts out again, and then I basically just left my eyes alone until I tried again Monday morning. Mind you, the whole weekend I barely ended up doing anything, because I realized this about myself, because there was also another situation where recently I ended up fucking my hip up and then I wasn't able to really function either. Like when I do not feel good, like especially like body wise, like in my mind I feel like I'm mentally blocked. Like I literally do not have the motivation, the wherewithal, none of that to do anything the freak else but focus on what the fuck is wrong with me and how and what I can do to fix it, right? And I pray that it's not gonna be like that much longer, because oh my gosh, like I hate that shit. That's very annoying. Anyways, so long, right? All weekend I literally pretty much did not do anything but just smoke and lay around and just try to relax. And then also too, like I did write down some video ideas and concepts and stuff like that, so at least I was being a little bit more productive. So then fast forward to Monday, mind you, at the time I was working from home on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I would have to go into the office, right? Again, mind you, your girl cannot see, everything is fucking blurry. Like when I tell you, I can't even see my face clearly unless I'm like right here where the mirror is. Y'all see how much space this is? That's not a lot of space. So fast forward to Monday, once again, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, try to put my contacts in. Once again, as soon as I put that left contact in, bang, that same exact sensation was coming up. So I'm just like, and I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, okay. Because mind you, at this point, I literally left my contacts out of my eyes at this point for a full 36 hours, I would say at that point. In my mind, I'm just like, yo, like what what is happening right now? Like, bro, like, what is this? Because again, nothing like this has ever happened to me before, that I can't wear my fucking contacts. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm over here, I'm like, yo, like, is it the contact itself? But no, because again, like, just like I was checking my eyes, I was checking my contacts too, and like literally my contacts literally looked exactly the same. In my mind, I'm like, okay, today's Monday, let me go ahead and not try to put them in at all until I have to go to work Wednesday morning. Fast forward to Wednesday. At this point, it's been about 48 hours since I've tried to put my contacts in. First trial, I gave myself about a day. Second trial, I gave myself about a day and a half. And then the third trial was basically me giving my eyes almost 2 days, right? Fast forward to Wednesday. Wednesday comes around, same thing happens again. I said, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm like, all right, at this point, as much as I didn't want to have to do it, but even though I know I'm technically supposed to do it, I went ahead and booked me an appointment with America's Best. I end up literally having to go into work. Mind you, I have to take the bus to go to work. So not only am I not able to see and everything is blurry, I literally have to walk to the bus stop, catch the bus, and then go to work. And on top of that, guess what your girl does for a living? Data entry. Imagine not being able to see clearly and you work in data entry. Y'all know how nerve-wracking that is, working in data entry and you have blurry AF vision? Like, I really want y'all to sit back and think about that if it's not fully clicking. Data entry, aka you have to look at shit all day on a computer and enter information in and make sure that information you're entering is accurate. Okay, let that be known. Them work shifts definitely did drag and my eyes were definitely strained by the end of it, because child, the amount of times I had to squint in order to see what I needed to do. I literally had my monitor hold, like imagine my monitor being like here. I literally had to pull this like all the way up here for me to be able to actually see, and even then I was still having to squint. Oh my gosh, bro, work was so miserable those 3 weeks. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. So then bong, right, made my appointment for America's Best. The closest thing that was available was for that Thursday. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, no problem, da da da. Again, your girl does not have a car, and mind you, it just so happens that the bus that I take to get home, by the time it gets to the bus station, the other bus that I need to take to go to America's Best, I literally missed that bus by 5 minutes. Isn't that some bullshit? I literally missed that bus by 5 minutes. So then in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'll go ahead and bite the bullet to just go ahead and go straight from my job and just Uber to America's Best, and then I'll just take the bus home, because again, the bus literally comes in that same plaza. So like, okay, whatever, I'll just take the bus home, because it is what it is. If your girl's already spending $45 on a monthly bus pass anyways, might as well freaking use it. Mind you, I don't know what the hell possessed me to try to put my contacts in again Thursday morning. It was probably out of pure desperation, to be honest with you, because when I tell you, that first day that I was walking around blurry was definitely very rough. So I tried to put my contacts in again. Same thing happened again. Now mind you, this time around when I had tried to put my contact in again that Thursday morning, it honestly felt like once I put it in and I was blinking to like get my contact to set or whatever, it had that sensation of me feeling like I picked a scab that I wasn't supposed to pick. That's like the best way I can explain how my eye felt that time around. And in my mind, I'm like, because I'm thinking to myself, if I would have waited like an extra day or two, it could have been a thing where my eye was healed. But now I feel like I just keep re-irritating it, and it's just making the healing process longer. So from that particular Thursday, for the next 2 weeks after that, I literally did not attempt to put my contacts in whatsoever. I was so paranoid at this point. I was so sick and tired at this point. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and actually wait and actually see what the doctor says, and then just go from there. But at that point, again, before I even went there, I already pretty much had my mind made up that I was not going to even try to attempt to put my contacts back in for at least a week or two, right? So bong, right? So I take an Uber, take the Uber over there. I'm literally in America's Best for no longer than 5 minutes, y'all, because I go to the lady, tell her what my name is, tell her my appointment, yada yada yada. She goes ahead and tells you that, oh hey, you're just here, you know, for an eye exam and glasses and this and the third, right? As I'm trying to explain to the lady, like, oh yeah, and then I feel like I have like the scratch inside my eye that I want somebody to look at, this and the third, da da da. Why does this lady proceed to tell me, oh, our doctors left for the day, if you need help with that, I would suggest for you to come back at another day? And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the f do you mean the doctors aren't in for the rest of the day? Like, who was about to sit up here and do my contact lens exam? That was news to me. I thought every single person up in there that was doing exams like that were actual medical doctors. So I'm very much confused by that. And then she was basically saying how like, oh, something, like, oh yeah, the people that are here, like, we're able to do contact exams and stuff like that, but we're not able to actually give you any medical advice outside of that. And I was like, okay, well, that's good to know. That's noted. So at least God forbid if something like this happens again, at least I know to like double check and ask ahead of time. But anyways, show. So with all that being said, I wasted money on an Uber, wasted my time because I could have already been home. And then on top of that, I had to wait like 20 minutes for the bus to come back around. Editing Diamond here. So basically what ended up happening was when I have recorded that clip of me talking about how I walked up in there on Thursday for essentially no reason because there were no doctors in, I have forgot to record that part as I was telling the story, and then I literally remembered as I was towards the end of the story. So I quick tried to record another clip of me explaining that and then inserting it, but then as I'm editing, I realized that I never technically was like, okay, and then I went to the eye doctor the next day type beat. But basically what ended up happening was after I was told that, I decided to reschedule another appointment for Friday when the doctor would be in. So fast forward to Friday, and now we're basically at the part that I'm talking about where I'm talking to the eye doctor. And I was like, yes, because if you want to be technical, your girl definitely didn't need to get her prescription updated, because even the eye doctor was like, oh, it seems like we only see you every 3 years, because apparently that's been the pattern. I'm like, yeah, you know. It was so funny too, because side note, she was like, oh, like if you haven't been here for 3 years, like how are you getting your contacts? And I told her straight up, I was like, oh, like I get color contacts from this company, TTDEYE, da. She was like, basically, like she was trying to low-key like mom me, which I do kind of understand, because like as a medical professional, you're supposed to be saying this. But she was like, how, you know, like you're not supposed to be doing that, like you're not supposed to be ordering your own prescriptions, this, that, and the third, all this other bullshit that I knew she was gonna say. That's another reason why I don't really care to go to the eye doctor, because I don't wear regular schmegular contact. I just wear my color contacts from TTDEYE, because sorry not sorry, the way America's healthcare system is, y'all ain't getting me. Here's my thing, TTDEYE, and then also Just for Kara, they're another contact lens company as well. Their contacts are yearly contacts, which means that you can keep a single pair of contacts for an entire year before you have to get rid of them. Not a month, not a week, not a day, an entire year. And to some of y'all that might be like, girl,
what, that's crazy, that's not true, that's a scam, you're damaging your eyes, whatever.
Joke's on y'all, my prescription didn't even change. And on top of that, again, you get a full scan. There was literally nothing wrong with my eyes. So with all that being said, you having to pay $30 for a pair of contacts every month is some bullshit. So I go through all the testing, go through all the motions, finally get to talk to the doctor. This is also another thing that really blew me, and this is exactly why I was even hesitant to go to America's Best in the first fucking place, is because I knew that it was gonna be one of those annoying situations where I'm gonna have to pay all this extra money out of pocket just for somebody to look at my eye for 2 seconds and to tell me that there's nothing wrong with it. Because mind you, if I can't see anything wrong with my eyes, the eye doctor is not going to be able to see anything wrong with my eyes, because again, there was nothing visibly different about my eye at all. Now mind you, my eye was a little bit swollen that first night. After that night, and then also all up until I was finally able to wear my contacts again, my eye looked 100% normal. And that's another reason why I was going crazy, because I had no idea if my eye was 100% healed or not until I would attempt to actually put my contact in, and then that would technically re-irritated because it wasn't 100% healed, and I kept running into that issue. So long, right? The doctor goes ahead and looks at my eye for literally 2 seconds, just like I said and just like I thought was gonna happen. Literally said, I don't see anything visibly wrong with your eye, all of your tests came back normal, I don't see anything abnormal with the scans we did, this, that, and the third, that. Funny thing is, before she even looked at my eye, she literally told me ahead of time. She was like, oh, just so you know, there is gonna be an extra charge for this and this, that, and the third, And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I figured that, which is another reason why I didn't want to have to do this. But at the end of the day, since we're already here, and at this point I'm desperate because I genuinely need to be able to wear my contacts again, then I go ahead and pick out my 2 frames, talk to the lady, whatever, get all my information, this, that, and the third, Guess how much my final bill was? $380 $4. Mind you, again, like I mentioned before, what America's Best is like 100 and something to get your contact lens exam, your eyeglasses exam, and your glasses. So because I had a lady look at my eye for less than 5 seconds, I had to pay $384. Now, mind you, in the grand scheme of things, I do have an HSA account, so it's not like I technically lost money. It's just I had money in limbo for 2 weeks before the HSA check finally came back in the mail. But anyways, child, but at this point, I didn't even give a fuck about the money. I was just more irritated by the fact that, number one, once again, I feel like I wasted my time, and number two, once again, I'm having somebody telling me that they don't see anything wrong with my eye, even though I know that there is something wrong with my eye because I can't put my contacts in. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna just wait for my trial lenses to come in, also to, of course, my glasses. Unfortunately, when I had asked the lady when my glasses are actually going to be coming in, she was talking about how, like, oh yeah, like it's usually between like 2 to 3 weeks, and she was like, how, yeah, like with everything going on with Mexico right now, that's where our main labs are. And she was basically saying how, like, the issue isn't them getting your information and making the glasses. The issue is once it tries to go through customs, it usually gets held up most of the time because of the fact of where it's coming from. So I said, oh great, so out of all the whole 3 years, that was the last time I came here and saw y'all and got some glass, now has to be the time that your girl has to get some fucking glass. But okay, like I literally, like, I have crazy eyes right now because I'm literally like, bro. So mind you, at this point, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm just like, and mind you, I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally and emotionally. Like, I'm just so over everything. Like, y'all have to understand, I am not used to not being able to see clear like that. Like, I'm so used to being able to just wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, put my contacts in, bang, I can see clear. So at this point, it's literally been a whole entire week that I have not been able to see clearly, right? Mind you, even the eye doctor was basically saying how she was like, how, oh, I will wait 2-3 days and try to put your contacts back in. Mind you, that to me gave very much, okay, I basically did what I needed to do. Let me go ahead and send her on her way because I'm ready to get ready to go home. Because honestly, I feel as though if I was an eye doctor and I had a patient with my situation, I would not tell that patient to try to put those same contacts in that she's been having issues with. I would not tell her to sit up here and keep using those contacts. But whatever, I digress. I threw them Johns out on my own. It is what it is. So at this point, I get out of America's Best. I'm pissed off. I'm irritated, I'm frustrated. I'm like, damn, bro, so now I gotta sit up here and wait about 2 to 3 more weeks before I even get my fucking glasses at this point. So then I go ahead and ask ChatGPT. I was like, wait a minute, there's no way that somebody that wears glasses on a regular basis has to sit up here and wait a whole 2-3 weeks to be able to get their glasses. Like, there has to be some type of overnight glasses type of thing that I can get, right? So I started doing research on it or whatever. So basically, ChatGPT had let me know that there's overnight glasses websites, and then there's also places that you can physically go to that also might have your actual prescription in stock, so you're able to get your glasses either same day or next day. But ChatGPT did let me know that the only con with that is the fact that it definitely is going to be way more expensive because of the fact that you're getting that express service, right? Mind you, at this point, I didn't give a crap. I had the money in my HSA to cover whatever the hell I needed to cover. I was willing to spend, at this point, I was honestly willing to spend between $300 to $400. I had called lens crafters ahead of time. Keep that in mind. I had called lens crafters, not. I have literally sat up here and made it a point to call lens crafters ahead of time, and I explained my situation to them. I let them know what my prescription was, because mind you, at this point I have my paperwork and stuff, right? Tell them what my prescription is. I was like, hey, I understand that I have a stronger prescription. I just wanted to double check and see if you guys had this in and what the process would be for this, so I can hopefully come in tomorrow and get a pair of glasses, because I really need glasses like yesterday, right? I'm giving her my prescription, all that stuff. I'm literally giving her all the information she's asking me, right? She proceeds to tell me, oh yes, we do have your current prescription in, but just so you know, this can be up to this and this amount of money, da-da-da. I said, cool, that's fine, I'm willing to pay it. It is what it is. Put it on the HSA. Okay, so then fast forward to the next day, I go ahead and get my friend to go ahead and take me to the mall because that's where the lens crafters was or whatever, right? Everything is super posh, super bougie looking, all the things. Just say hi to the lady. Come to find out, the same lady that was there was the same lady that I was on the phone with the day before. So I'm like, okay, cool, perfect. She already knows my situation. You know, I'm about to get my glasses so I can see finally. We good, we Gucci, we in there, right? Mind you, I'm up in there for like a good like 30 something minutes, because again, if I'm paying this much money for some fucking glasses, and on top of that, these are going to be the glasses that I'm going to be wearing every single day until further notice, I'm going to make sure I get a pair of glasses that I genuinely want and I genuinely feel like look good on me. So I was over here being indecisive like a motherfucker, over here looking at all these different lenses and stuff like that. Then on top of that, I literally left my prescription and stuff in the car. So my friend had to literally sit up here and go all the way, like, because mind you, we were on the upper floor. She had to go all the way downstairs, go all the way out to the parking lot, and then come all the way back to give me my papers and stuff. So big shout out to you, girl, because you did not have to do that. But anyways, like, I was like, okay, finally picked out a pair of these burgundy red type frames, right? Thinking everything's fine and dandy. She's like, oh, okay, these are the ones that you want. Cool, cool, whatever. She's like, oh, can I get your paper with your prescription? I said, oh, here you go. No problem. Here you go. So mind you, as I hand this lady my paper and I'm over here all giddy, I'm like, finally, this trial is partially over. At least I'm gonna be able to mother freaking see. Why the fuck did she proceed to look at the paper? And she goes, oh, what the f do you mean, oh? What the f does that mean? So in my mind, I'm just like, don't tell me that now there's another fucking problem, right? And it's like, again, I called ahead of time on purpose because I knew that I had a stronger prescription. She proceeds to tell me, oh, I'm so sorry. When I was asking for your information on the phone yesterday, I completely forgot about the axis. Now, mind you, to this day, I still don't 100% know what the hell that means, but I just know that that is also part of my prescription because it's on my paper. And she was like, yeah, we have 4.25 and 4.50, but we don't have -2, and we don't have 4.5 -2 or something like that. So she was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and double check just in case, but I don't think we have that. I think we just have the regular prescription with 0 access. Again, to this day, don't know what the hell that means. So mind you, at this point, I'm trying everything in my body to keep it and hold it together, because at this point, I want to cuss this lady smooth out, because I'm just like, bro, like, I'm already irritated, I'm already frustrated, but at the same time, obviously, I did not do that, because it's like, I can't really take it out on her. Trust me, there's been times where I've worked in customer service and I've told a customer something and I ended up actually being wrong. So again, put yourself in other people's shoes and be giving people grace, child. But the way, just the amount of anger and frustration that I had built up in me throughout this whole entire situation as a whole, like, imagine going through all that and then thinking that you finally found a solution for your problem and you finally feel like the trial is about to at least be partially solved, and then all of a sudden it's not. She proceeds to come back and she goes, oh, I'm so sorry, we don't have it, XYZ, that. She was like, we could special order it, but it's gonna take a couple days. I was like, can you give me an estimate on how many days it would be? Because in my mind, I literally already have 2 pairs of glasses from America's Best. It's just the only reason why I'm here is because those said glasses are gonna take a whole damn near 2 weeks to get to me, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to get something right away. She proceeds to tell me, oh, it's probably gonna take 3 or 4 days, give or take, but it might take a little bit longer than that. So then at that point, I'm just like, you know what, no, just forget everything, it is what it is. And then I left, because I'm just like, bro, like, I was willing to pay the $300-400 for 1 pair of fucking glasses if that meant that I was gonna be able to get it either same day or next day. But you talk about 3 or 4 days, and even then it might come later than that. F that, I'm gonna just go ahead and suffer until I don't have to suffer anymore and to just keep it pushing. Like, that's literally how my mindset was. So then once again, got home, got super sad, got super gloomy, had the motivation to do absolutely nothing. All I wanted to do was just smoke and lay around and not do nothing, and that's literally exactly what the freak I did. Okay, but with all that being said, so I'm waiting. So then I would say maybe like a week later, I had got a text message saying that, oh hey, your contacts are in, this, that, and the third, Mind you, I knew that my contacts were gonna be in a lot quicker than my glasses were, because they had let me know before I left and stuff like that. But again, at this point, I'm still super paranoid about wearing my contacts, because I'm just like, yo, like, I don't want it to be a thing where my eye needs like another day or 2 to heal, and then I go ahead and put contacts in my eyes again, and then bong, I have to start all over. Like, that's literally how paranoid I was when it came to the situation. So I'm like, you know what, I'd rather just wait until I get my glasses and keep it pushing. Then on top of that too, I did have to place another order for another pair of my TTDEYE contacts, because again, I had threw the old pair out, and on top of that, the old pair actually technically did have the wrong prescription. So I'm not gonna lie, the doctor kind of ate with that a little bit, and I ain't gonna hold you, because I low-key thought that, you know, with it being 3 years, I'm thinking that I just had to bump my prescription up by 0.25, I think it is. But no, I ended up not having to do that because my prescription literally stayed the same. So there's that. So I had to order a new pair anyway. So I told myself, I was like, yo, like, I'm gonna just wait until I get those, or I'm gonna wait until my glasses in, whichever one of those come in sooner, then we'll go ahead and do that. Because mind you, again, when I had made that decision that Friday, at this point it's already been a week. By the time I would have actually gotten my eyeglasses or my TTDEYE contacts in, it would have been like like a whole nother week, 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do whichever one comes first. We'll go ahead and do that and keep it pushing, right? So bong, right? So then what ended up happening was I ended up waiting. And mind you, I was still waiting on my glasses, y'all. Like at this point, it's literally about to be the 3-week mark. I still don't have nothing about my glasses. But again, at this point, my contacts have already been sitting at America's Best for like a week, right? Mind you, me and Jasmine had this event coming up that I genuinely did not want to be walking around seeing blurry, because again, for some of y'all that may or may not know, your girl also vlogs. Definitely check out my vlogs after y'all are done watching this, of course. Ain't nobody try to sit up here and be walking around vlogging and you can't see nothing and everybody named mamas is blurry. Like ain't nobody trying to be outside like that. Ain't nobody trying to be vlogging like that. So then basically I had asked my friend, I was like, oh hey girl, like, you know, can you please take me to America's Best so I can go ahead and try on contact lenses, and I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed that my eye is gonna be okay, because at this point I literally do not have the patience to wait for my glasses any longer. I really just want to go ahead and just get these trial lenses in, and then God forbid if I put them on and I'm still having issues, at least I'm already right there, so then hopefully maybe somebody can look at me again and then pretty much just go from there, right? So then bomb, right? So I go ahead, and mind you, that was on a that was either on a Friday or Saturday. I'm kind of thinking it was a Saturday though. I could be wrong, but anyways, I digress. It doesn't matter. Mind you, this is the 3-week point, right? This is, at this point I have not been able to see for a total of 3 weeks. 1 week I was trying my contacts on and off, and I was basically delaying the healing process, and then for almost a whole 2 weeks straight I did not attempt to put any type of contacts or whatever on my eyes whatsoever, right? So at this point I'm like, bro, if my eye is still going to be irritated, this is going to be a way bigger problem, because there's no way in hell it's been over a week and I should still have this issue with my eye, right? I go ahead, go up at America's Best, and again, I was very surprised by this, because I'm thinking I was gonna have to get my ID and like sit down with somebody or whatever, but I guess because of the fact that I had selected that I'm already an experienced contact lens wearer, I guess I didn't need to go through the whole thing of sitting down with somebody and stuff like that. So walk up in there, hey, my name is Diamond, I'm here for my contact lenses, XYZ, da da da. So she verified to make sure the last name matched. I was like, yes, that's my last name. And she was like, oh, here you go. She was like, call us within a week and let us know how these contacts feel for you and stuff like that. We can order you more. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay, that's it. And she was like, yeah, that's it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So like no ID, no paperwork, none of that. I can just walk up in here, say a random person's name and just grab their stuff. Like I don't know, bro. It is what it is, child. It is what it is. Maybe, but then again, no, because I was about to say maybe homegirl remembered me, but at the same time, no, because it was a different receptionist. But anyway, child, I digress. Got my contacts, right? So then bong, I go ahead, go into renders, go straight to the bathroom, wash my hands, do all the things. Mind you, at this point, I'm literally like shaking. Like y'all do not understand. Like I literally had to like do deep breathing to make sure I didn't accidentally drop none of these shit down the sink, because imagine I went through all this and then like the contact fell down the sink or something. So I'm over here like trying to calm down. So then I put my right one in. Obviously that eye's not the problem eye, so I knew that was finna be fine, right? So then I go to open the little pack thingy to put the left one in. So I'm over here just shaking. So then was able to put the left one in. I put it in, blinked a couple times, didn't feel anything. And I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, y'all do not understand. Like, I literally was in that bathroom, low-key, like, praise breaking. Like, I'm over here like, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna sit up here and take my sight for granted ever again, Lord. Like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so that happened. So after a whole 3 weeks, finally put my trial contact lenses in, and then thank God my eye was no longer irritated, which again, that definitely would have been a big problem at that point. But yeah, so with all that being said, fast forward. Actually, you want to know what's so funny? Literally the day after I had came to pick up my trial lenses, I literally got a text message saying the next day that my glasses came in. I said, now ain't that about a bitch? Because again, like I said before, I don't have a car, so I can't just jump up and just go over there like I normally would be able to. And I'm just like, okay, well there's that. So then fast forward to like a couple of days later, a big shout out to Jasmine, she was able to take me so I can go ahead and pick them up and then do all the things. And it's like, again, like similar situation. They didn't ask me for ID, so I'm not gonna lie, I did think that was kind of weird, but I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, because I still got my stuff. But I will say one of the things I do regret though is because they'll ask you to try your glasses on and then like ask you if it's loose or whatever so they can adjust it. I will say I definitely do still need to go back over there and get my glasses tweaked just a little bit more, just because they are sliding down a little bit. But anyways, y'all, I digress. Well, all that being said, your girl can finally see. Your girl's TTDEYE contacts had came in, so I was able to go ahead and start wearing those again. Also too, quick side note, oh damn, this sucks because I forget what brand it was, but whatever brand of trial contact lenses that those were Those sucked so bad. Like, y'all do not understand. Again, I am a 7-8 year daily contact lens wearer. The way, mind you, those contacts are super easy to put in, but to take out, oh my gosh, bro, like my eyes would be damn near red. That's literally how much I would keep having to touch and poke in my eye to try to get these out of my eye. Like, when I tell y'all, like, oh my gosh, like I literally was spazzing. Like, one of the last nights I had to sit up here and take my contacts out, I was literally spazzing because it literally took me almost 30 minutes to get my left contact out my eye. Like, my right eye came out after a while, but then that left one was still being stubborn. I'm like, what the fuck? And I ain't never had that problem. The last time I remember having issues with taking my contacts in and putting them out is when I was first learning how to do it. I never had no issues like this before, so I don't know what the heck brand of contacts those were, but those were very much annoying to take out, so I definitely for damn sure I'm never gonna get those again. But yeah, y'all, all in all, that is basically the story time about how your girl could not see for 3 weeks. And yeah, that definitely was a very, it's like, y'all know when you're like dead sick and then like you're thinking about all the times that you weren't sick and you're just thinking to yourself like, damn, like I really sat up here and took that time for granted, and like, oh, as soon as I'm not sick no more, I'm gonna do this, and this, and you just feel like the most productive person on the planet while you're thinking about all the stuff you're gonna do once you finally don't feel like shit no more. That's literally the type of time I was on. But honestly, it was a learning lesson for sure. Again, once again, learning how to pivot, learning how to be patient, learning to be okay with taking a break, even though I wasn't necessarily an intended break. But I digress, child, I digress. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you stayed to the end, that is definitely very much appreciated. Don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to your girl down below for more story times, girl talks, lifestyle content, all that fun stuff. And please do not forget to hype up this video because your girl's struggling a little bit to get through the algorithm, so let's go ahead and change that, okay? But yeah, but I hope you guys have a great day or evening or whatever time you guys happen to be watching this, and I will definitely see you guys in my next one.